called the Kung Fu Cup. I doubt there is very much Kung Fu involved. But originally hosted by Wardy and a series of casters, and we're here to get the replays, find the best games, and steal some content. Alright, in the top left, it is. Some consider him the best Zerg in the world. He's at least in the top 3, I think, of everyone's list, no question. Dark. And in the bottom right, I don't think many people will put him on the same level. It's Cure. I think solidly occupies that tier 2 Terran slot. He's not Maru or Innovation or TY. He's one of those players who's always a threat. He's always someone who could knock out a favorite. But if he did it regularly, he himself would be the favorite. So that's kind of the scenario. Definitely a very capable player. Been in GSL Code S many times. But I don't believe he's ever pulled home a win or a finals. I'm jamming out to the Terran music, as always. But Terran versus Zerg on Acid Plant, this is one of those maps, one of the more standard maps. It's the rush distance because of the pathing. You have to go out of your base, bring it around town, bring it back up and into your opponent's base. Any sort of early attacks either need to be well masked, you need to hide them from your opponent, or just won't be as effective, just in general. One thing that is effective are things like medevacs. You do have this big wide open main base. There's a lot of airspace that Zerg players on the ground can't really get a hold of, so you'll see a lot of medevac drops, especially if the Zerg takes a base here, which is the reason Dark and many Zergs take the base out here, to make medevac drops less effective overall. The Reaper comes out. He shouldn't be losing that. And at the same time, there shouldn't be any drones lost. It's a pretty exact science nowadays. A 1-1-1 on the other side. Access to a barracks, a factory, and a starport. Yeah, nothing... Be like, oh, what an exciting new build. No, this is the build we've seen so many times. And by that, I mean there's a lot of options here. We will see a Viking out of the starport, and then what is the question? And I'm wrong. It's a Liberator. So are we going to have an armory added on? Is this a much more aggressive play? Because without a Viking means that Overlords will have information later on if you go for drops. The Viking is pretty much to take out the Overlords and give you that leeway. The Liberator, definitely an interesting spread. Is it just to put on more early pressure? A lot of Zerg players get greedy. They don't add on Spore Crawlers. They're just expecting a Viking to be the first thing to come out. So, will Dark be able to see this Liberator? Does he actually expect it to do damage? Or will it itself be the one taking down Overlords? I'm not sure. So, that is something interesting. He dodges away from the Overlord here. Now, one thing to point out is that in not having a Viking kill your OV, that's information in and of itself. This OV living right now, he's got to be wondering, wait. Why am I alive? So that already triggers Dark too smart. Already triggering a Spore Crawler in the main because he knows his queens are probably going to be out on the map. The Liberator shows up, Dark with a great reaction time. He's split his queens already. He's figured it out. The fact that that Overlord was still alive gave him the information that, yeah, this is probably going to be a Liberator to start. There isn't a Viking. I need to be prepared. Thank you, Pellman, for joining us as well. Glad you enjoy. Liberator actually racks up a queen kill. Getting some drone kills as well. Will be picked off. And the Hellions, beautiful micro in and out of the minerals there. How many Lings died? 15 Lings for one Hellion and one Reaper. That's pretty good. Dark even made a bunch of them. Like, he wanted to make sure those Hellions didn't do damage, and, well, he stopped them from killing drones, but the Lings were sacrificed for it. Kira ramps up his production behind. He's already got the 3rd command center. He's not going to have the ability to follow this up immediately, but the double medevac will be coming out soon. He opens up the opportunity for some upgrades. Kira going to be about half a minute, maybe 45 seconds ahead of Dark here when it comes to the 1-1. And while Dark lost a lot of Lings, he lost a queen or two, he got caught a little bit off guard. He's definitely stabilized just fine. He's going to have 60+ drones. We should see a 4th base. Nope. Right now. Oh, he missed it. Mistakes! And I thought he was a champion. But the double medevac drop coming out just around 6:15. When you go for those Hellions and the Liberator early, obviously it delays most of your bio plays, but it creates space in and of itself. And now, in taking this as your 4th base, it's closer to all your other bases, but opens up that opportunity I was talking about earlier. Jump back and forth between the 4th and the main. Main base is pretty wide open for drops, and the 4th base doesn't have creep spread at it. So Cure should actually be able to get some damage done. Forcing a cancel definitely will slow down Dark's production. There's a handful of Banelings, but they're going to be slowing off creep the targeting. Not confident enough in himself. Definitely not Byung. Byung would have stood there and said, "Come at me, bro," as he shoots down the Banelings one by one. But Cure takes what he can get, and he backs off. Dark has just enough Banes in order to hold on to his 4th. Doesn't force a cancel. And how well is Cure macroing behind? That's the question. He used this time to establish his 3rd base. He has 60 SCVs, which is a comfortable number. Armory on the way, timed out to finish right alongside 1-1. A lot of Banelings there. Banelings feed a couple seconds away from completion. Cure keeping control of the creep. The creep is essentially units. If you don't have creep, you need more units to kill Terran units. If you have more creep, you need less units. So in killing creep, he's essentially effectively killing you. Thank you. That was a little misleading. I don't mean to explain it like that, but killing creep is not nothing. It's not no damage. Keeping control of it allows his pushes later to be more effective. It's not literally killing units. That was a little dumb to say, but the idea was there. Cure loses a few, but once again able to pick off some of the creep tumors, some of the Banelings. Sunny a drop over to the right side, but Dark has opted for Mutalisks. He feels comfortable enough. Now, the real weakness of Mutas is just how much they can get done before a big 2-2 timing. The amount of Marines that Cure can have on the field. He doesn't have any Widow Mines, and he's been building tanks, so Muta's a pretty good counter to tanks. A lot of players will just build tanks because Hydra Ling Bane or straight up Ling Bane is so common. But against Mutas, the tank's not going to be as effective unless they can get in position. Muta's going straight towards the main. A single turret stands to match them. Cure only made a turret in the main. He has nothing at the nap, but this will force some Marines back. It keeps the Marines on the map from being very active as he tries to figure out a way to deal with this. He could cancel that tank and build a Thor. Gets the reactor on the starport, which is a pretty big win. Those starport units in high demand. Cure taking the inner 4th base here. Wants to be as protected as possible. Wants to really tuck himself in to deal with the Mutalisks. So we've made it to nearly 200 supply. No major losses on either side. Cure caught a little bit off guard by the Mutas, but has kept good control of the creep and the map. Dark does have 80 drones, but his hive isn't particularly quick. So there is a potential here for Cure to move out and try to get some damage done. Will he start his 3-3 as well? You have the money, Cure. Get your upgrades. The Muta's being cut off. That 3-3 timing against a ZERG player who the hive does get delayed. When you make this many Mutas, that's not cheap. So his tech was delayed a bit. Will Cure take advantage of it? Cure. Cure, get your 3-3. See, he'll listen to me. I've got a direct line to this game, which happened several days ago. What is that, a Marine? Will scout a Ling Bang counterattack. Cure has given up a lot of the map, though. He didn't try to push with his 2-2. He's just trying to hold. He's given Dark much of the map. He's respread his creep. He's got 5 bases. He's at 90 drones. Hive Tech is done. Adrenal Glands +3. Ultralisk Cavern. He sees the Ultra timing. Cure, is it time to move? Because you're maxed out. It's not going to get better than this unless you actually want to try to turtle up and defend. It looks like that is his choice, because he's not unsieging these tanks. He's not moving across the map trying to put pressure on. He's building a Ghost Academy and more barracks. He's locking it down. A greater spire. What? Where did? Oh, I mean, of course he has a spire. I said from the start. He's getting a greater spire as well. With that spire he started earlier, that is a partial advantage of going for Mutalisks. Mutas are in the main. There's still some Marines here. Cure is moving out. He seems a little indecisive as to what he wants. If he waits much longer, Dark will have almost everything he could ever want. A lot of Zerglings are streaming in from every side. The Mutos coming in the side as well. The Zerglings and Banelings are in between the army and the main. A lot of the Banelings will retreat. Dark has bought himself time. That's all he wanted. He wasn't trying to do game-ending damage here. Well, this could change things. Cure at 71 workers right now. Looks like he will maintain most of them. But this buys time for chitinous plating. It buys time for Vipers, Adrenal Glands, Ultralisk to finish. That push Cure was doing has been pulled back. Dark bought plenty of time, and he's got money in the bank. Still hurting a little bit for the gas. More reinforcements coming in. The Zerglings on top of the bio. Banelings trickling in as well. This will force Cure back again. Every step forward he takes, he has to take 2 steps back. The Ultralisks are about to pop. They're about to have their armor, and Cure is stepping on to creep. He doesn't even have 3-3 done. The upgrades are even, and Daddy's coming home. Banelings rolling through the front, trying not to target on the siege tanks of the Thor. Cure still able to hold on to this position. He's only down a little bit in supply. Army supply dead even at 113. A nuclear missile is on the way. Does he even have any ghosts to launch it? No. A little bit of a cart before the horse situation involving nuclear warheads. But Cure still holding the position on the high ground. He's finished his 3-3. But there are 5 more Ultras on the way. Only 2 tanks. There's a lot of bio, but you get enough Ultras with Banelings in the right position and you can crush this. Tank's trying to move forward. More Thors and Liberators on the way. He has to know about the Ultras. He's seen the Ultras. Oh, but the blinding clouds are incredible. He's got more where that came from. The bio in full retreat. Dark smashes the front lines and will continue through behind them. Cure splitting. Looking okay so far. Not nearly enough, though. He picks up the bio and he has to get out before that boost runs out. A single Widow Mine gonna try to help out. A lot of those units are in the medevacs. He buys some time with Marauders being dropped out. The Planetary gonna try to hold. Reinforcements coming through. Dark doesn't want to fight without Lings to cover and off a creep. Cure loses that fight, but the war goes on. Another round of Banelings, a round of Ultras. 104 army supply from Dark. He's got 86 drones. He keeps expanding to both sides of the map, making it more and more difficult for Cure. Every expansion he takes means that Cure, even if he wins a fight, there are more objectives he has to deal with. He has to kill those hatcheries or go for the main, all those things. Some good splits. The Banelings coming in, smash the Planetary. Any Blinding Clouds here? No. Liberators re-sieging up. A Blinding Cloud forces a lot of the bio units back. The Ultras are caught here. Widow Mine's connecting. Dark losing a lot of Ultras. He's not able to break through. The bio stands strong. And on the right side, Curie loses a medevac, but the drop going to do damage as well. Dark... Oh, Burrow is finished. The Baneling Mine. So there we go. Cure wins a fight. It costs him a Planetary, but he has the base on the right side. It is a Planetary, and he takes out one of these hatches. Oh, no. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. There it is. Hits him directly dead center. All the Marines are gone. The Marauders going to have some serious trauma after that one. But Dark takes the wind out of Cure's sails. Nails the center mass, and suddenly Cure not in nearly as comfortable a position to push forward here. He has to, though. He can't afford to let Dark just remax again and again and again. He will get beat down. The Liberators, it looks like most of them are targeted on the Ultralisk. Not all, though. The Widowmine's clearing up a lot of these Zerglings. More bio coming back, but the Corruptor's starting to clear out the air units. More Widowmines. They do have Drilling Claws. Another Ultra goes down. Medivacs being shaved off. He only has the one Starport, I believe. Only a single Starport. Each one of these units is precious. It becomes more and more cost-effective over time. Dark just... The Corruptors have so much HP. Here comes Dark again. The Swarm continues 6 more Ultralisks in production. And this time, Cure doesn't have Liberators. He doesn't have Medivacs to fall back on. The Widowmines. Is it more friendly or unfriendly fire? SCV is transferred. Cure is mining out... Well, both players mining out of their first 2 bases now. Dark unable to break Cure, but 6 more Ultralisks might turn the tides. He can't even heal up the units he has, let alone the ones he's going to need this stim. Remember, he does still have a nuke. Cure has a nuke. He just forgot about it seems. The Corruptor's coming up. The Caustic Spray. Not going to be able to melt that planetary. Corruptor's forced away for now, but Cure... He's building more ghosts, but are they in time? Dark winding up for another attack. A drop on the right. He uses the precious few Medivacs he has, and he uses them well. Still 92 drones out of Dark, which means his army isn't as large as it could be. But of course also means he's able to rebuild very quickly. Another round coming in. The Widowmine, oh, he's trying to draw out the hits. He does. He realizes there are a few more at the front. Widowmine's not getting great connections. And that means the next wave could potentially come in. That's a lot of Corruptors. Is this finally the knockout blow? There are a few ghosts at the front. Widowmine still trying to hold strong. The snipes at the front as well. The Marauders eating all of the Ultralisk swipes. The ghosts, they're holding. He's holding. The planetary lives. Most of the Ultras either badly bruised or dead. He's repairing the planetary. Cure holds on again. Continues to move up. The army supplies are almost even. There are no Vipers in here. The Banelings try to roll in. The Snipe's getting off for free. Does he have enough to clear out these Ultras, though? He's on the creep. So many Widowmines. The Widowmines will be cleared up this round, but they take some Ultras with them. Another round of Snipes. The scan allows him to connect those shots. A Cloak Ghost is going out. It's got a nuclear missile queued up.
Subscription confirmed.
Thank you.
Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Cure still maintains that he can't go too far on the creep, though. He picks up. The Corruptors are on the chase. Oh, they have attack upgrades. Down goes a full Medivac. Nuclear missile is launched over on the base on the left side. Does he actually see the ghost? He does. He knows where the ghost is. He's going to come to deal with that. But the nuke will land. Force him to stop mining here. Dark has taken one of the bases in the middle. Cure keeps holding. He keeps winning battles. But once again, the war is still long from being won. This is happening. Another round comes in. He's trying to just bring the Banes. It's a couple Marines. Most of the Widowmines were cleared out in that last round. One Widowmine. Some okay Widowmine hits. The Snipes come out. The planetary holding. Cure not repairing. There are too many Banelings crashing through. He breaks the planetary. Cure holds. A lot of those units, 1-2 HP. But this drop is coming in. If he kills 15 drones, what is that? That's a bigger army for Dark. He doesn't have a bank. He can't remax, but he can get close. Cure gets a couple units picked up there. You can tell he's scrambling. Dark just keeps doing a little bit too much. It's still Dark on 5-6 bases. with Cure struggling to have one freshly mining. This is cleared up. Dark has a gold. Dark shutting down the left side. Burrowed Lings. The army supply is close to even, but for a long time the game has not been. He has to land. That was his main. How many ghosts now? 11 ghosts! 11 ghosts! There's a dream. With 11 ghosts, there's always a dream. There are 5 ultras. He has enough snipes queued up. Like, if every snipe connects. Those Zerglings. Ghost's actually quite good against Zerglings and Banelings. A nuclear missile on the right side launches away. He's building another one. Dark, so quick. I mean, there are only so many places to check, but very quickly reacts to that. The Spore Crawler. Oh, this is awkward. The nuke will still land. Cure, he's got 105 army supply. Dark has not been able to knock him out of this game yet. And Cure is getting into the position where he's one good fight away from being even. And he's 2 good fights away from victory. But there are some infestors now. They can interrupt the snipes. Where are the EMPs? Oh, he nails the EMPs. The fungals aren't there. He's actually able to snipe some of the overseers. If there's no detection, he can... Oh, he can cloak the ghost. There's a single fungal left. 1 fungal to interrupt those steady shots. Cure nearly maxed out. A nuclear missile launched into the fray. Oh, the snipes on the ultras. Good ghost splits. The nuking ghost was taken out, but so were all the ultras. Cure's winning the fight. He's turning it around. He's got enough bio. He's got the army supply. The Banelings try to roll in. It's not enough. There are no fungals. Dark throwing units at him over and over and over, but it's not enough to break through. The bio flanks from the right side. A single ultra comes up. There are no more Banelings. He's underneath the broods. Cure has more army supply. He has a handful of medevacs. He kills off another ultra. There's not enough energy for snipes. He has to pick up. Dark is rebuilding. Cure smelled blood in the water, but Dark was able to come to the surface. He holds on. Some of the brood survive. Most of the ultras, but Lings and Banes are very replaceable. Cure is still down 50 supply. It was even for a second, but Dark's economy, just a massive powerhouse. Still 85 workers. He's mining almost twice as much as Cure. The Broodlords continue to move forward. A big drop on the right. This is incredibly risky. Cure starting to feel... well, it's felt desperate for a while, but he's really trying to get something done with the space he hopes to have created with that last fight. Only 3 ghosts, though. That's the real loss here. 11 ghosts were enough to fight that army. 3 ghosts are barely going to take out the Broodlords. Dark is on top of the mineral line. Cure is desperately trying to raise his supply. Cure still has plenty of SCVs. More ghosts are on the way. No nukes. He's gonna try to fight this. He has to try to fight this. Snipes come out. The Broodlord's coming into view. The Widow Mines burrow. The hits are pretty good. He still has to micro back. There's a lot more Banelings. Oh, he's dropping the Marauders trying to get in front of the Banes. It's not enough. Dark is crushing through. And Cure couldn't find the antidote. Ugh. 30 Ultras. 137 Banes. 624 Lings died. Dark lost thousands more resources. 13,000 more resources, but... he couldn't hold. He just barreled through. That was a pretty good game. GG. Cure kept holding. He kept holding. But that's all he did. At no point did it seem like Cure was threatening to win the game. For about 15 minutes, it felt like Dark was threatening to win the game, but Cure just didn't let him do it.
Yes.
Well, maybe that won.
Just as I deserve.
My highlight of the day.
Well, we already got Promethean, so. Alright. Well. Hopefully you guys enjoy the cast.